Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to see an example of abstract class and abstract methods. In previous session, we have seen about introduction to OOPS concepts in detail for each one. So in this session, we are going to deal with one of the OOPS concepts called abstract. If you haven't watched the introduction, just click on the top right link, which you are seeing now. You can go through the introduction and then come back to this video for creating an example of abstract. Okay, now let's see some example of abstract. Before that, we'll see the definition as we discussed earlier. Hiding the implementation and providing the actual functionality to the user is called an abstraction, right? So you can create abstract for which type of objects in Java. So we can create an abstract class, we can create an abstract method also. So when you have an abstract class, it should contain at least one abstract method. Again, what is this abstract method? This abstract method is nothing but it's just a declaration of a method without any implementation or a definition. Okay. And one more important thing which you have to remember is for an abstract class, you cannot create any object. That's the key thing you have to remember in abstract class. And even in the interview point of view, you'll be asked for a difference between a concrete class and an abstract class. So you can say this way. Concrete class contains complete definition for all methods. Abstract class contains abstract methods, that is only declaration and no implementation. So we will see in the example what is this concrete class and what is this abstract class. Okay. Let me switch to my Eclipse. Now let me create an package. So this is the first OOPS concepts I'm dealing with. So I'm creating a new package called OOPS examples. So package OOPS examples. So I'm going to create a new class. I'll call this as abstract example. Okay. So this is my abstract example class where I will have my main method. Okay. Public static void main. I'll just print some small text and I'll go through the abstract example. This is abstract example. Okay. Now let me create a class here. I'll call this class as abstract. As I said you should have an keyword with an abstract and a class name. Okay. I'll say my class name as A. Or let us take this example which we have seen earlier with hiding this example as car. You never know this functionality, but you know how to drive it or how to change a gear. Okay. Now let me take abstract car functionality. This is my class name. Okay. And I'll create my abstract method here. I'll say abstract void. I'll say a change gear. This is my method. Okay. And I will not have any implementation here. Just simply call this. So, okay. If you see here, it throws an error. Syntax error on token abstract. Interface expected for this token. That means you have declared an abstract class. Okay. And you have an abstract method. As I said an abstract class should have at least one abstract method. Now, if you observe here, this is called a declaration. Okay. What is mean by declaration and implementation? See, this is a declaration. What is mean by implementation? I'll just show you an example. See, change underscore gear. And if you have something, if you write some code here, which is the actual functionality, then this is called an implementation or a definition of a class. But if you don't have any implementation and if you are just declaring void change gear with a function call, then it's a declaration. Okay. Now, where you will write this implementation code now, you have to write it in other class. Okay. Now I'm going to create a normal class. I'll say class car extends. I will call this class. I mean, I will extend this class now. Okay. Right. Now I'll be creating a method here. I'll be creating change. I'll be implementing a method of change gear. I'll call it as void change gear. Okay. And I'll write the actual definition here. Okay. Abstract. I forgot to put a class here. Okay. Abstract class car functionality. Okay. And car extends car functionality. Now the error is gone. You have to implement these definitions in the derived class. So this is the derived class. Okay, now I'll write the functionality here. This is how the gear functions, or some gear related coding or something. So abstract change gear, I have a change gear. If you observe this picture, what I said you earlier as an example, you never know the functionality, but you know just how to drive it, right? And that means what you do, you change the gear and you do an acceleration, but you don't know how the internal gear change is function or how the acceleration is being done. That implementation is here. So now let me uh, just go ahead and print this change gear function. Now I have my main method of main class. Okay, now I have to create an object. As I said you in these notes, you cannot create an object in abstract class. Okay, you need to call this gear method now, but you cannot create car functionality abstract class. Okay, let me, you have to create an object for car, right? Now car obj is equal to new car. Okay, now my object is created. Now I have to call my method called change gear using this object, right? So I'll call obj dot change gear. Okay, let me put this at the starting. Now if I run this class, I should have an output as this is how the gear functions. Okay, so let me run this program. You can see the output here. This is an abstract example which is printed from the first line, and in the second line an object is created with obj for this class, and then using this class you are calling an change gear function which is in the abstract class again. Since this car class is deriving this abstract class, you are able to call this change gear function, and that's how this is how the gear functions text is printed from this function. Right, now if I try to create an object of the class car functionality, and if I try to call this change gear, I cannot do that. Let me show you. Let me comment this. Okay, now let me try to create a object for car functionality. So car functionality obj is equal to new car functionality. See, now you are getting an error. What? Cannot instantiate the type car functionality because this is an abstract class. That's the reason you cannot instantiate the object, right? So I'll just put it in comment. I'll say gives error. Okay, let me uncomment this. See, this is an abstract. Now I can extend even this class as well. For example, if I create one more abstract class, I'll say as abstract. I'll say accelerate. Okay, now see, this abstract method is created here which do not have any definition, and it gives you error because, as I said to you earlier, an abstract class should have an at least one abstract method. Since this is an abstract method, what, see the error, make type car as abstract. It's giving this error because it found one abstract method. Okay, now let me go ahead and make type car as abstract. Yes, now this error is gone. Now I have to implement this accelerate, right? Where should I implement this? Again, I have to create one more class. Now, if you have observed here, immediately after changing this class to abstract, you have an error for a car because you cannot create an object for abstract class. So basically you have to remember 2 points here. One is you cannot create an object for abstract class, and if you declare abstract method, then you should have a class also as an abstract. That's the 2 points you have to remember in this session. Very, very important points. Now let me create one more class for implementing this accelerate function. Let me call it as car2. Okay, and now I have to extend car, extends car. Okay, now I have to implement this accelerate, right? Void accelerate, and I'll say system.out.println. This is accelerate. Okay, that means I'm just printing some output, but the actual function or how this acceleration is done, that code or that related functionality is here, which we are hiding. Okay, now now since we have an error here, let me comment this and let me create an object for car2. Okay, I'll call it as car2. Okay, I have to give a return type here as well, abstract void. I'll say car2 obj is equal to new car2. Okay, now it didn't give me any error. See, now I have a car2 object where it is extending a car. That means this car2 object can access this accelerate method as well as it can accelerate this change gear, because this is a derived class which is extending a car, and in turn this car is extending the car functionality, right? So let me call these both functions now. First I'll call a, change gear method obj dot change gear. Next I'll be calling obj dot accelerate. Sorry, dot accelerate. Okay. Now if I print this, first this system dot out dot this statement should be printed. Next an object will be created for car2 class, and the next using that object I'll be calling an change gear which is in the class car, remember that, and then I'll be calling a accelerate which is within the car too, right? Let us see how the output is. You can see the output here. This is an abstract example. This is how the gear functions because I called the gear function, and then this is an accelerate. Okay, this and this method is called, and this statement is printed. So this way this abstract methods and abstract classes are working. So the key takeaway of this session you have to remember is you cannot create an object in a class, and you can only declare a method without implementation in an abstract method, and each and every abstract class will contain an abstract method only. If you do not declare an abstract class, then you cannot create an abstract methods. And also if you declare an abstract method, then it immediately throws an error, right? So these are the two key takeaway points that you need to remember in the interview point of view as well, when you are asked for a concrete class or abstract class, and what is an abstract method, what is an abstract class, and all. So main thing you have to remember, what is this abstract is, we are basically hiding the implementation and providing the actual functionality to the user. That's the key point that you have to remember in abstraction. Okay, so I'll be copy pasting this code in the description. You can just simply copy paste and do a practice. And I request you, rather than a copy paste, just try to write your own code and try to get some hands-on experience, and get get keep learning these things with an practical. Without practical, you'll not never gain a hands-on experience. Okay, so meet you in the next session and have a nice day. Thank you.